Everyone's happy with that? I should have really started doing this before we did all that intro stuff, but never mind. Okay, started recording. Brilliant. So I wanted to play a little game with you all to find out more about how you collaborate. Now, does anyone play Dungeons and Dragons here?
No. I never did. My brother did, so I know what it is. Okay.
So the concept of Dungeons and Dragons, great big role-playing game, very, very famous, very, very popular. But there is the concept of alignment, and the kind of character that you play in the game, right? And I thought we could use this this concept of alignment to think about the sort of collaborator you are. So, you know, thinking about it, in this top left-hand corner, you could be a model citizen. You could be the kind of collaborator that makes everyone want to get the best out of the session. Or coming down to this bottom right-hand corner, you could be just totally chaotic and, you know, throwing caution to the wind, anti-process, anti-team, everything. And you could be all over the shop with it. So why don't you, for a couple of seconds, add your initial to one of these orange sticky dot things here. Just double click on it and you can add your initial and mark yourself on the map. So drag it across and plonk it on here. This is the kind of collaborator that you think you are.
I feel I'm a bit between both. Can I put my name between both?
You put it wherever you want to put it. If you fall between two, go for it. You go for it. I think there's no right answer. There's no right answer to this. There's no right answer. We've got a rogue sticky note here. It seems like everyone is kind of, you're kind of well-intentioned with your collaboration, which is really good, but maybe a little less bothered about process or particular routes to collaborate, which is kind of interesting. As I say, I'm kind of the same. Let's have a think. We've got someone here who's more impulse driven in their collaboration. So maybe a little bit more gut feel.
That's me.
Yeah. Do you want to share like a couple of thoughts on maybe what put you there?
Yeah, because when I'm just it's all with all my activities. It's not only playing games, but also everything. I just want to discover so many, and then I think, oh, that we can do that, and we can do that, and then we can do that, and then afterwards 5 or 10 minutes or sometimes half a day or a day, then I think, is that such a good idea? Can we do it also in a different way? So it's first doing, following the impulse, and then afterwards thinking, and now I give myself the rule, just first think a couple of days before you started something new, to prevent that started too much different things together.
Oh, I hear that. I think it's the nature of being creative, isn't it? We latch on to all the shiny stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool. Well, maybe there's going to be some things that we can learn to make us all maybe just a little bit more free thinking and impulsive today. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right. That looks good. I say it seems like we're all in a kind of a similar kind of spot, which is really good. We've got a model citizen over here, Rodrigo.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you maybe want to share a couple of thoughts on what put you on that side of the board?
Yeah, I guess, and I'm always like afraid to not follow the rules or disagree too much with people and creating some like discomfort in the team, or make people feel not understood. So I'm always like on that side of trying to make sure I'm pleasing a little bit like everyone and not disagreeing enough. So I think my learnings have been like trying to not disagree all the time, but finding the right battles and kind of moving myself more to the right side. But I would say that definitely is a process for me of getting there, because it's not in my nature. I'm always like yes, and always more on that positive and find like going with the rules in general.
There's nothing wrong with that, my friend. Nothing wrong with that at all. I think being well intentioned with collaboration can be just what a good team needs. So yeah, that's really cool. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. I have put down here just a couple of thoughts on collaboration generally, because I kind of wanted to share back some of the things that I kind of think around what collaboration is. And I've read a great book on kind of collaboration in games recently, which is called Reality is Broken. And the kind of the collaboration, you know, using the game mechanics, think about Fortnite, think about all these great big multiplayer things. They can help us imagine kind of what a future scenario might look like. You know, when we're all putting our thoughts together, we can broaden our minds a little bit. And as with everything, you know, when we're working together, it takes work to collaborate well. I don't know, I've never met anyone who goes, yeah, I knew how to work with that person straight away. Because it's not easy, especially when you're working with such a diverse team, falling between, you know, good-natured and super chaotic. To become a really good collaborator is to understand who best that you can work with and what roles you can bring to the team. And almost like taking on a new role in the kind of the collaboration partnership, because it is a partnership, it's a two-way street to getting the best out of any piece of work or any dynamic, any marriage, anything, you know, when there's more than one person involved. But as with everything, and as I hope you'll find today, embrace the chaos a little bit more, and you know, just allow it to go, become a natural thing, and don't worry too much about sticking rigidly to the process of everything. You know, think about ways that you can, everyone can be rewarded, even if you don't come out with a big win at the end of it. The rewards can be reciprocal, so it goes both ways. And there's nothing wrong with a little friendly competition either, because, you know, fuels the fire. So, diving head first into some of our collaboration of our own. Let's quickly summon everyone over here again. So yeah, thinking about these concepts of collaboration for coming up with a collective better future, for efficiency and effectiveness and ease for collaboration. We're going to go through a few little idea generation games tools today to come up with ideas and to find some common themes in the ideas that we come up with. We're going to vote on the things that we collectively feel are the ones that are worth carrying forward, and hopefully they'll give you some fuel that you can take forward into your own work, your own life, and start collaborating with superpowers, and you can all become leaders in the collaboration space. So, as I mentioned before, in our little kind of what happened last time, we have 3 stages to our collaborative activity. We have a hero. We have the good stuff about collaboration. And we have a villain. We have the bad stuff about collaboration. And in true game style, we have some power-ups. So some stuff that we can use to help the hero defeat the villains. classical storytelling, but it's all good. So we're going to dive straight in to cooking up some ideas around what things for you make for great collaboration. Okay, so the things that for you personally, like, make a collaborative environment, a collaborative partnership, a great team. What makes those things really great? What are the benefits of that? And most importantly, what are the things that you might want to hang on to or promote to other people in the future? So I'm going to just kick off a little timer, and I'm going to zoom out a little so we've got that on the share. So using these lovely yellow sticky notes here, let's fill those with as many ideas as you can on how to, on the good stuff about collaboration. If there are not enough notes, if you want to add some more, copy paste, double click on the canvas to make a new one, add as many as you want to do. Okay, we've got just under a minute left on this. All right, so we'll go wrap up your last notes. I just see we've had a new friend drop into the session, so I'm just going to copy the Miro link. Okay. All right. Great work, everybody. Thank you very much. Finish up. You know, if you've got any final thoughts, finish them up. If you've got one more you want to add. All right. Okay. Brilliant. There's some great stuff there. There's some great stuff there. A lot of things around common goals and building things together. That's brilliant. So I thought what we could do to give us something to cling on to as we move through into the not quite so good stuff, we can do a little bit of a voting session, because this is always a kind of a common thing during these type of workshops. we're going to vote on the stuff that we feel, as we said above, these are the things that we want to hold on to or promote in the future to other people. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start this voting session here. How many people have we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we'll do 5. I think we're going to have 5 votes each. And what we're going to do is I'd like you to, using your 5 votes, click on the sticky notes that you feel you would most like to take forward. I'm going to come away with the top 3, the best 3 that we want to take forward. These ideas are, I have my super clicky keyboard today as well, so if that's thundering down anyone's ears, I do apologize. So we will have 2 minutes to vote on these. As you can see here, to vote, click on one of the notes. If you want to remove a vote, hold down Shift and click again. If you want to double vote on any cards, that's okay too. So away we go. Let's quickly start with 2 minutes. We'll start voting on the things. Okay, just under half a minute left. Oh, right on the money. Well done, everybody. Right, let's end that session. I'm going to assume that our visiting crab and visiting lobster are no longer with us, or they're kind of dual sessions or something, some blip in neural. Okay, so we got some pretty interesting stuff going on here. So we've got themes around having fun as the top thing for collaboration. That's interesting. I like that. Building something together, creating concrete results, learning with each other, people from different backgrounds looking at the same problem through different lenses. Yes. Safe place where you can say anything. Absolutely. I think that comes into trust as well. Okay, so let's just close this down. So I'm just going to scoot across here. I'm going to pull out this one. Having fun's our number 1. But we've got a few others, which I'm just going to drag out. What do we have? Learn with each other, build something. And where's our other? Creating concrete results. Okay. Right. Because we want to whittle these, we need to get 2 out of this this stack of notes here. So we're going to do a very quick impromptu heat mapping thing. So for each of these cards, we're going to do a positive, negative kind of swing. Oh, trust as well there. I think the trust one is kind of the safe place where you can say anything, you know?
Yeah.
So I think, so what we're going to do, we're going to go through each of these. And if you think it's a really solid idea, give your mouse a little shake over the green dot. If you think it's a good idea, but we don't need to carry it forward right now, give your mouse a shake over the pink dot. This is super interactive. Okay, so for the first one, a safe place where you can say anything in your collaboration. Let's see what, oh, I've got loads. Yeah, okay, all right. So that seems like something everyone wants to carry forward. That's cool. Okay. People from different backgrounds looking at the same problem through different lenses. Something that you'd want to promote or something that we're not so fussed about? Oh, it's an even split. Oh, I can't. Oh, that. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm going to park that one down here for a second. Okay. Creating concrete results so that you know there's progress. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty conclusive. Learning with each other. What do we think? All right. I can see. Okay. 3 may not be enough. And lastly, building.
The green circle is what we want to keep, right?
Yeah, the green circle is what we want to keep. And lastly, building something together. Okay. All right, that whittles it down a little bit more. Brilliant. Okay, well, you know what? Because these are so good, let's say that having fun is our overarching goal for any kind of collaboration. Okay, that's something we want to take forward in anything that we do to collaborate. But the supporting stuff, so having a trusting, safe place that we want to, you know, we can nurture that, and having different lenses to look through as part of our collaboration, coming away with results and being able to learn and grow with each other as well. Also really good. So let's carry all those forward. I'm not going to stick to 3 just because, you know, because rules. I live on the chaotic side of things, thinking about my role from before. Okay, oh, that's not worked, is it? All right, brilliant. Let's forge ahead. So we're going to go to our villains because I do want to make sure I don't eat up all of your afternoon this afternoon. So summon everyone over here, and we're going to move straight ahead into the not so good stuff, the villains of our collaborative activity. So exactly the same activity as before to start with. What things get in the way of great collaboration? What things stop you having fun? What things prevent you from learning? What things break down trust? And what are the biggest challenges that you face when it comes to collaboration? I'm going to kick off 3 minutes again. Go for your life. Fill those sticky notes. If there aren't enough, as I said before, copy paste, double click, make some new ones. Just under a minute and a half left. See if we can fill all those cards. Okay, just a couple of seconds left. All right, finish off your thoughts. If there are any last ones, feel free to sneak them in there. Okay. All right, I am feeling some pain with these with these collaborative villains. It sounds like some of you all have been seriously burned before. I feel you. All right, but together we can get past this stuff. Okie doke. Right, I'm just going to clear away these. Delete it. Not playing ball today. I'm just going to clear away some of these unused ones. Are we just going to, yeah, go on, got to clear that one out as well. Ooh. Clear that one away. People who want to be, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Right. So we've got all these great ideas. Is that kind of an oxymoron? Great ideas about bad stuff. Some kind of like weird positive negative thing. So we've got all these ideas here, and what we're going to do is we are going to explore them a little and see how maybe we can group them together to see if there are any overarching themes to some themes to the negativity that we might be feeling in our collaboration. So I've dragged the cards down here. I'm just going to pull some of these down a little further. There we go. And I'll summon you all down here. There we go. Right. So you can see here we've got all our cards there scattered now all over the canvas, and we've got these little columns at the bottom. So what we're going to do is going to take another 3 minutes, and this is where you'll all need to start collaborating with each other. We're going to take these cards and we're going to drag them down into the spaces. Can you see how it's changing color there? So you're going to drag them down and put them into these things. And what I'd like you to do is to try and group these pink sticky notes into different themes. So you like, let's say we take ego as a start, and then we're going to drag it in here. I'm going to give it a theme name. So double click where it says unnamed area and see what things you can pull together. To start a timer. Does that make sense, by the way? Have I explained that reasonably well? I hope so. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Let's get going.
Can I ask something? Can I make it bigger because I don't see it?
Yeah. Do you want me to zoom in a
Yeah,
little?
that's
Is that better?
fine. Yeah, thanks.
No worries. So if we've got bits moving around, you can kind of, yeah, there you go. Got one stuck under there, so I'm being too smart.
It's mostly about attitudes.
I'm sensing some interpersonal challenges.
Yeah, but it's true. It's one of the things that influences the most, right?
Mm.
I was just thinking if there was any other way that we could create a subcategory within the attitude, so it doesn't get like too big.
Yeah, if there's ways you think you could split those out, have a little explore. There are
Any ideas, guys?
no fixed boundaries here.
Group it into like skills or behaviors rather than attitudes. So not listening, for example, you could, put all that sort of thing together, and you could put big personalities together, negative personalities together.
Yeah, behavior is a good category. Good point.
Right.
I was missing that one. Good point.
So this is it. We're collaborating together. This is cool. Do you want to give some of these unnamed ones maybe a theme name? All right, the ping is gone, but take a few more seconds just to shape it up a little. Just going to zoom out, see what else we've got. Oh, we've got a whole bunch more up here. We've got a whole bunch more. Right. I'm going to stick 1 minute and I do 1 minute 30. Will it let me do that? Right. I'm going to bang another minute and a half. Everything that's hanging around up here, I'm going to drag them all down. Let's bring them all down here. Let's see if there's what other things we can shape up. So let me bring them down here for you. I didn't realize there were quite that many.
Well, we didn't see for repeated. There are some that are repeated.
Oh yeah, we got some dupes in there.
Yeah, so we didn't go through to see if they were repeated or not.
Okay. Yes, I would usually go for that after we've done this one, but no, I get that's a good point. It's a good point.
It's okay.
Different strokes, right?
Yeah, it's fine. You could see it, but it still gives a sense of the category, so that's totally fine.
Let's see if this one's a duplicate one. All right. Cool. So give those last couple a bit of a shuffle around. Negative mindset. That's sitting with our attitudes. What's this? Negative Nellies. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, if there are any that you can see in here which are doubled up, which are duplicates, feel free to take them out. Drag them over to this side here where it just says doubles. no worries, Rodrigo. Nice of you to come and join us, man. All good. Cool. Right. Let's just going to scoot this a bit because we've got a few hiding under here. Right. So what we're going to do, let's just have a quick scan, see if we've got any duplicates or doubles. Not that it really matters. Okay. We're going to do another voting thing. To see see which of these negative sentiments, negative aspects of collaboration are the absolute worst offenders. That's what we're looking for now. We're looking for the absolute worst offenders in our collaboration. The stuff which is really going to stop us from doing the best work we can together. So let me just count.
Should we vote on the category or should we vote on the cards?
We're going to vote on the cards.
Okay.
The categories are great because they help us kind of hone in on a specific area, but for this, we're going to vote on the individual cards.
Okay.
So I'm just going to count how many people have we got still? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, so we're going to want a few more votes this time. So we're going to start a voting session. Which of these? We're going to add one more vote, so we get 6 votes each this time, so we've got a few more people. So, same as before, click on a card, so on one of the pink cards this time, to add your votes. Shift-click to remove, and we'll have 3 minutes, again, to go through that. If I could start a timer for 3 minutes, that would help.
And we vote on the things which is the most worst.
The most worst, absolutely. The stuff that the stuff which we would like to try and remove from our collaboration. Yeah.
Can you even give one card 2 votes? Is that possible or not?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. If you want to click on the card more than once,
okay.
That'll assign more than one. I definitely don't mind double voting if that's the way you want to go. I know some people are against it, but
okay.
Not this guy. Okay, a little under a minute left. A couple of voters left. All right. Before time as well. Brilliant. Okay, so let's end that session. End session for everyone. And let us see All right. Got some pretty clear-cut, horrible stuff here. So, a lack of respect for team members, ego, holding everyone back, and those who complain but don't bring ideas to the table. The negative attitudes are in there as well, but I think these top ones. Does anyone want to share a couple of thoughts on kind of what they're seeing in terms of the negative things?
Mostly personality based.
Yeah. Have you experienced that in your own kind of collaboration?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think you know, we always used to say that in every session you get one that, you know, wants to own the show, and the opposite end of one that doesn't want to speak up for fear of getting shot down. So, yeah, it always happens in every session.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think the negative personalities go both ways there then? So the ones who are the quietest may come away as a negative personality as well as the ones who are loudest? Is it fair? Is that fair?
Possibly, but possibly not, because I think if it wasn't for the loudest, the quietest would be more willing to speak up. In some cases,
yeah.
It really depends on the what would I say, the culture of the organisation, and also personality clashes. You know, you never really, if you've got 25 people in a room, you never really know what's going on outside the room. So,
got to be in the room where it happened, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. If anyone got the Hamilton reference there, then you know, high five to you. No, absolutely. I think you just have to be there to know how it's going down, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. That's really cool. It's going to drag these ones up over here. I've summoned you all, so we can see at the end of our voting that we've now got some heroes having fun in a safe place where we can say anything. We've got, you know, we want to learn and we want to create solid results, but ego gets in the way, and a lack of respect gets in the way. And those people who complain but don't contribute to the party get in the way. Very much about personality here. So this is an interesting one. I'm really looking forward to seeing what ideas come out of this. So in true game style, we need to have some power-ups to try and help our hero beat the villains. Thinking about all the kind of game concepts we know about, things we don't, concepts of play, anything like that. I've got a few ideas, food for thought over here as well. What things do you think you could use? What tools, what methods could you use to try and promote the good stuff and stamp out, maybe not quite so aggressively, but to weigh down that negative stuff? Think about the roles that we talked about from the very beginning as well. You know, if you're someone who likes to follow the rules and follow the process a little bit more than get chaotic, what kind of chaotic ways could you maybe use to help power up the collaboration? Or if you're on the other side, if you're a little bit more chaotic, what kind of process-driven, maybe ways to channel other people to kind of break down some of these villains? Okay, same rules apply. We're going to we'll give it 3 minutes to start with. The last time we did this, we had to run a little bit longer because loads of ideas came out. And we're going to have 3 minutes, and on the green cards, let's go for as many ideas for gamified ways that we could beat down the villains and promote a safe, fun, learning environment for collaboration. I'm going to add 1 more minute onto the clock when it finishes as well. I think give a little more space for those ideas to come out. All right, keep going, everyone. I'm going to slap another minute on the clock. I think it's a little bit more time to get some of those ideas out. This may be the best suggestion I've seen all day. Anything about talking to marketing and making things pop. Story of my life. All we need to do is make the logo bigger. All right, so wrap up those last thoughts. There are some fabulous ideas here. Absolutely fantastic. So, okay, so we'll take out the empty ones. And as we did last time, we're going to do a little bit of the affinity grouping. So we're going to see if we can maybe find a few themes in these ideas. So do this one at a time. Wait for this last one to finish up. Okie dokie. Right. So pull all our cards down here. So the same again. We're going to summon you all here. So we're going to use these affinity groups again, and this time we're going to, group them up. Group them up. See what sort of themes you can come out, get together. I'm losing my words today. 3 minutes. Group and theme. Going to pop another minute on the timer again. Looks like we've got a few we want to still group up. And the last, oh, right on the time. Right on the time. Fantastic. Absolutely awesome. That's great. Thanks, everybody. Brilliant. So what have we got? We've got things around behavior. We've got lots of different games, one-to-one feedback, setting boundaries, actions, creating that space, the concept of reward. We've got fun, yes, and having rules. Absolutely, it's something we often forget when we do have games to play. Rules are important, right? Okay, let us, for the final time for this session, we're going to do some voting on stuff. So I would like you to all cast your votes on which of these ideas we think could be the best to take forward to combat those negative aspects of collaboration. So breaking down the egos and the other things. So let's kick off.
Tom?
Yellow.
Hi, this is Kavita here. Just an idea popped into my mind saying celebrating the small victories.
Yeah.
That could be one of the things that just popped into my head.
Yeah, you know what? Add it in. Add it in if you want to. While I'm typing up this thing, add a card on. Go for it.
Thank you.
Two, four, six. Yeah, okay. We'll go back to 5 votes for this time. So again, same as last time, voting just on the green cards. And we want to see if we can pull out these top ideas.
Do you have a system for like allocating votes? Like, is 5 always stays 5, or it depends on how many cards are there?
I would generally look at how many people I've got in the room, right. And then how many cards we've got. Because what you want to try and avoid is giving people too much choice, too many votes. The negative end of not having enough results to kind of pull out those top ones. So it's a bit of a trial and error.
A gut feeling, huh?
Yeah, a bit of a gut feel thing. It's, 2, 4, 6. Like I said, we've got 8 people in the room and a reasonable number of cards. I can't even count those up in my quickly, but you know, 5 feels like a pretty good number to get a surface a good heat map, as it were. And I haven't started a timer, so let's just pop a. All right, got a few votes left. All right. Now cast your final votes. Got 1 left for her. Elephant's all done. Our visiting Grino. If you've got any more.
I think a few have dropped off.
Yeah, I was going to say go drop off. So we're going to kill it. 3, 2, 1, and we're going to end it there for that voting session. All right, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Okay, so we've got assign chief idea officer to the complainer. Setting ground rules, all ideas are valid. Yes, brilliant. Create an environment to share all ideas from every team member. Cool. I'm going to say earn badges when they collaborate with other teams. Interesting. What else have we got a bit further down? Feedback to people during little breaks. Yeah. Dot voting, cool. Time box discussions to give each person a certain amount of time. Have a complainers swear box. I like that. I like that. I think small sacrifice for the complaint should definitely be a thing. Okie doke. Let me just pull these top scoring ones out. There's the ones. 2, 1. Oh, I've got award for best team player there. Oh, they pop up on the thing. Okay. All right. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Anyone want to take a couple of seconds to throw a comment out there on what we're seeing from the kind of the solutions? What kind of vibe are you getting from the themes and the ideas?
It kind of feels like we're just generally being inclusive here with most of the things and making sure that everyone can participate. I have to admit, I'm not a fan of the swear jar for the complainer, because if they're already kind of in a negative mindset and we kind of like give them a penalty for not being there because we don't really know where they're coming from. Yeah. Personally, I would probably prefer to try to find that and like, you know, maybe talk to them if they're really disrupting the whole workshop or just trying more like positive affirmation. Mm-hmm. I think one of the stickies said, give them a jelly bean every time they don't complain. Maybe that works.
Just little rewards, right? Little rewards. Aces. Cool. Right, let's have a quick time check. 3:15. One more activity to do, a rapid fire idea generating thing, if that's all right with everybody. Because obviously we've got, in our game, we've got a hero and we've got a villain. And we've got some power-ups. So we've got setting ground rules. We've got assigning the chief idea officer to the complainer. We've got creating this idea, this environment to share all our ideas. But, you know, we've got to the end of this road, and unfortunately, there is a giant epic boss battle which we need to go through before we can carry on to go any further. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take these three that have got the top rows. I know there was kind of 4 at the top. I'm going to take these 3 because I really like these. I think they're really interesting ways that we could explore, like really interesting ideas for us to explore. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to very quickly copy paste our ideas into this section of the canvas. And we are going to go up against our epic boss battle. Now this is it's pretty simple. I make it out to be bigger than it is. It's really not. It's not that hard. It's super hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and generate additive ideas for these 3 things that we've pulled out as potentially excellent ideas for us to carry forward. It's a technique called brainwriting. So it's kind of like a more relaxed brainstorming idea. So kind of generating ideas, but almost at your own pace and without that pressure of everyone staring down on all the ideas that you've got going on. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put some time on the clock. And as you can see over here, I've kind of set out these little grids, scroll across. And we've got round 1, so setting ground rules. What could we do to enhance that idea? What could we add to that? How could we make that maybe even more effective or easier to do? Assigning chief idea officer to the complainer. What could we do to enhance that idea? What could we add to that to maybe change it a little, or shape it into something that we could use in our work? And creating I'm falling over my words today. Create an environment to share all ideas from every team member. What could we do to achieve that? What can we add to that idea? So this is a rapid fire thing. There's no judgment. And it's all about, again, getting ideas out quickly. So quantity over quality at this stage. I'm going to set a little timer up. We'll go for 3 minutes and see what ideas you can come up with, just to round out our session. Feel free to jump between any of the boxes. We're going to have 3 minutes to do all three sections. All right, just a few seconds left. Fabulous. All right, wrap up those last ones. Amazing. That one's disappearing. Have the success of the team determine the employment of the CIO? Maybe a bit strong, but yeah, okay. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Right, I'm just going to drag these. This is the bit where I try and seamlessly pull everything together right at the end of a session, which never works. Kind of like lifting the curtain. There's no grand reveal here. Brilliant. Let's just dive in here. Thank you, everybody, so much, so much for coming and hanging out today, and taking part in this session. Because looking at the end of our mission. The end of our mission on how might we use these concepts of gamification to make collaboration easier and more effective in the virtual space. We've established what is good about collaboration. So having fun in a safe place, and bringing different lenses to help us learn and create results. And then we've established what things don't work so well for us. So people with the ego, maybe for ourselves as well, with bringing that in, lack of respect, and the complainers who don't bring the ideas to the table. And we've got these power-ups, so setting some ground rules and assigning a role to a single person to have them dive in a little more when they might not always feel like it, and creating this environment to share ideas from every team member. So we've got a few really solid things that could be explored and expanded in your own work. I think Lisa mentioned before about the theme of inclusivity, and I think that's an overarching theme for all of this, is we're making spaces that, as I say, we can work better together, we can work more effectively together, we can make that collaboration easier, and we can set boundaries, and we can make things really clear so that everyone knows that they can do their best work together when they really need to. And that's all come from you, which is great. Really, really appreciate your contribution and getting involved with these kind of sessions. It's brilliant. One thing I didn't do at the beginning of the session, which is a complete foobar on my part, is establish a parking lot. Just a complete failure. But does anyone have any questions they want to throw out to the group, or any thoughts or comments on the ideas we've pulled out, or the concept of collaboration in general?
I'm wondering who won, villain or hero?
Well, that's to be seen. To be seen. Obviously, our hero is going to come out on top at the end of the day, but it could be a tricky road.
Yeah, it is tricky.
It could be a trick.
I'd just like to say thanks for another great session, Tom. It's I come to these to learn how to use Mural better, and the content is just an added value for me as well. So yeah, I really want to say a big thanks. And what I will add is, after about 10 or 11 weeks of lockdown and no holidays and no travel in that time, when we get to the end of your timer and it goes bing bong, you really need to start saying, welcome to the flight to British Airways. We're going to London today.
I'm going to have that idea. Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks for coming back and taking part again. I really appreciate it. I mean, has anyone got any thoughts on, collaboration generally, the session generally? Any feedback?
I have one tiny thing from things that came up. I I know that like we kind of get used to calling people a Debbie Downer or a negative Nelly or a loud Lee. Personally, I do not really love those because they're extremely gendered. And maybe just as a thought for the future, we can kind of drop those and just be like, it's a negative person. Just a tiny thing though.
No, that's
overall, I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. I think it's one, you are absolutely right. And I think it's one of those things that just, it kind of persists, doesn't it? Just in the way that we approach the types of person types. You know, it might be definitely something we can all take forward. Thank you.